from the betting capital of the world, giving raw and real breakdowns of mixed martial arts and recapping UFC events like no one else, with producer Martin on the ones and twos and combat sports betting expert Effie. You're listening to Any Action Sportscast. Any Action Sportscast. So put your headphones on and let's take this podcast to the next level.
This isn't a podcast. It's a sportscast.
What is up, guys? We are back. It's your boy Effie with Any Action Sportscast, and as always, we have producer Martin on the ones and twos.
Welcome back to the number one sportscast in the world, where we give a full card prediction and betting breakdown. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and share this video as well. We're going to go ahead and recap UFC Columbus, but before we do that, I want to introduce to you guys the host from Keeping It a Buck podcast, Aries.
What is up, y'all? Happy to be here with the homies, Effie and Martin, on Any Action Sportscast. Host of Keep It a Buck podcast on Spotify and any major platforms you can find your podcast. It's a half MMA, UFC, and then the other is for special guests, kind of like the Polynesian Joe Rogan. So come check me out. I'll be uploading more often this month with some new equipment. So, yeah.
That's what's up, dude. It's my guy right here, Aries. You know, this has been something in the making for a while now. We've wanted our first guest, and I'm pumped that it's my boy Aries here. The guy knows his stuff when it comes to MMA. We're always going back and forth. Really want to hear this guy's opinions on the fights. But man, speaking of fights, we have to talk about the number one MMA combat event of the week. I'm talking about Will Smith smacking the shit out of Chris Rock, dude. What do you think, bro? What are your thoughts on what happened at the Oscars?
Bro, I thought it was fake at first. I thought it was staged. I don't know, because they're actors, you know. So I thought they were just kind of playing into this whole thing. But damn, Chris Rock got a chin. Cody Garbrandt must be pretty jealous right now.
Dude, how about that? Like, that must suck. Like, that fool does have a chin. I agree. Like, wow, dude. Like, the memes were terrible. I thought it was real at first, and I thought it was real the whole time. I was kind of been speechless the whole time. And I will say, I kind of think it was a puck move by Will Smith. I think that Chris should be allowed to say whatever he wants and without having someone get smacked him in the face. Like, what are we doing? What do you think about that? Do you think he was out of line or within his right?
The joke was kind of, I don't know. I'm not going to say bad, but it was whatever. I think it was kind of light compared to a comedian like Chris Rock, the G.I. Jane joke. But it's funny because Will Smith was laughing, and then, you know, we saw Jada's face kind of turn and like all serious. But I don't know what happened. I guess he just saw his wife's face and was like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't laugh right now," and he just went up and did whatever he did. So,
dude, what a bizarre.
Bro, I didn't even know the Oscars was happening that night until that happened on Twitter, and I saw it all over the place. So.
Dude, that's true,
and that's
man.
why people thought it was fake, right? They said, well, man, oh yeah, that's actually the number one video now on YouTube to get the most views in 24 hours. So I was like 48 million views in about 48 hours. Who beat Mr. Beast, right? Mr. Beast, little YouTube creator, right? Big YouTube creator, I mean. But yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, I agree with Aries. Like, he like reacted. He was like, oh, and then he saw his wife and like, oh shit, I gotta do something. But what a bizarre story, because like, obviously, if you know Will Smith, dude, I felt like, I mean, dude, trust me, I'm not like someone trying to look up, you know, pop culture. I'm on MMA, sports in general, but like, I feel like I know everything about Will Smith and his relationship with his wife now, because like everyone's like talking about, like, I didn't know about the open relationship, I didn't know about the rapper thing, like, and the kid and the friend. I was just like, whoa, like, what a bizarre story, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say like I follow pop culture like Effie said, but I just thought if Will Smith could do that to Chris Rock, why doesn't he do that to August Alsina, the guy that Jada kind of cheated on Will Smith with? And I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's like almost like common sense. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what? But no, dude. Speaking of, I did think it was kind of like a little bit of a sucker move by Will. But speaking of sucker moves, though, like, what do you think about what Jorge did to Kobe at the steakhouse?
Man, that was kind of, I'm not gonna say I was surprised to hear that or see that, because Kobe was talking that mess like he always does. But I think he kind of crossed the line with just the whole family, his daughter. I mean, shoot, if I was Jorge, I probably would have probably not covered up in my face in the club, but took it outside to the streets at least.
Hey, yeah, that's a good point, because had he not covered up his face, he would have got charged for a misdemeanor. Because he covered up his face, they made it a felony. But putting a mask on while committing a crime is a felony.
Yeah, that's another L. This dude just taking L's. He took a real L in the cage. He took an L on his street kid by doing the sucker punch. And
Not only that, he's on his way of getting his commission license for Nevada, and he was on a call. You guys probably heard that lead call. He was on a call, and we'll see if they give him the license now that he's actually been charged for the crime.
I think the funniest thing about that was Jorge making that video on IG, posting it, and then Nate Diaz saying, "Bro, why would you tell on yourself?" Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, like, you're a grown man. You're almost 40 years old. Like, you have kids. You're a professional MMA fighter. Like, I get it. And I agree with Aries. He did say a bunch of stuff, and he did probably cross, lines. But that doesn't, like Morton said, like, the mask in his face, like, there's so many different weird, strange ways, and like Aries says, take it outside. And you got 2 punches in, and now he's going to take nothing but else. He's going to pay for Colby's wrist, his watch, his license, is at risk. And it's just like a weak move. Everyone, saying the obvious. He had his time in the cage, and look what happened. He got destroyed. And it's funny to me. Aries, have you seen that clip of him like post fight in the locker room? And I think it's his manager that's like, he came to wrestle and you came to fight, right? And he's like consoling.
Yeah.
He's like consoling Jorge. And like, to me, that's like the most garbage, like weak, lame thing. Like, whatever. Like, I get you want to like scrap and throw down, but like, this is MMA. You like, I don't know. I thought that was super lame.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of terrible. Kind of prep talk after the fight, or kind of lift the spirits a little bit after that loss to Colby. But I mean, 50% of this fight game is mental warfare going into the fight, I think. And I don't think, to recent memory, I can't remember the last time someone kind of reacted out like this after the fight. So yeah, this kind of makes Jorge look weak and kind of bad. So
yeah, last thing I'll say is I agree with Aries when he said I wasn't surprised either. When I saw it, I was like, okay, like, geez. And that one guy, what's his name, Martin, that set him up? I do believe he set him up.
Okay, so it's a meme joke, but I guess Bob Menery,
set upper, or I don't know if there's a name like a snitch for that, but
funny
he
how
was
the
set upper.
public believes it so hard, because on the comments on the video, it was like, I knew Bob was sketchy. Yo, Bob, it's just it's just funny,
I hate
man.
to see it. I hate to see it, dude. We don't have a UFC event until the next pay-per-view. And the last one, dude, capped off a sick 8-week stretch where it was nothing but UFC bangers. Curtis Blades knocks out Dawkins. Lock of the night hits, boys. Hit again. We're 8-1. Aries, what did you think about Curtis Blades' performance in the future of the heavyweight division?
I think it was shocking to see Blades not shoot for a takedown once in that whole fight. And I think putting a statement performance on for the heavyweight division, and kind of remind everybody that he belongs in the top 5 of this division, with showing impressive hands and boxing and everything. So that was a big win for him, for sure.
And it's funny because people say like his haters are like he's boring, and I never understood the Curtis Blades hate. I've always thought like, you guys, he's taking guys down and like just mauling them pretty much. Like, he's awesome. Like, I get the whole lay and pray, but dude, to me, it's like, I understand that the guy getting taken down, the guy that's up against the cage, wants to get up. Obviously, he wants to get up. Like, he's trying not to be there. Like, and he can't do anything because Curtis Blades is a better mixed martial artist. He's better at this art than he is, and I have to, I respect that. And his stutter and his whole like, when he comes from out in Colorado, I just think like Arias said, it's awesome that he didn't shoot a takedown and he ends up finishing with the right hand. It was funny that last sequence. Does Curtis get hit, or did he land that short right before he ends up getting punched? Because they both threw at the same time, and I feel like Curtis was just shorter with the punch and clipped him bad, dude. The sound of that punch on the highlight was fucking wild.
Yeah, that you're correct on that. But I want to ask you: Does Dawkins did Dawkins look a little out of shape for you? Like in your eyes, like he looked a little bigger than usual. I thought he looked a little. I don't know. I'm not gonna say like sloppy or whatever, but I don't know.
He was fatter. Yeah, he was 100% bigger. He was thicker on purpose. This was the heaviest he was ever weighed in on purpose. And it's funny because Curtis mentioned he can make light heavyweight. So it almost looked like not real weight. Like, I don't want to say not real weight, but like he's pushing it. You know, he's obviously trying to get bigger, and it's not like good. He's slow. Like, it's not a good weight. And that's his thing. He has a speed advantage in the division, and I do think he can go to light heavyweight. I mean, it's a little drastic just to lose like 2 fights in a row to freaking Derek Lewis and Curtis Blaydes, and then it's like, oh, I have to change weight classes. But these guys are big, man. Look at Curtis Blaydes, dude. He's only losing to Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou. Like, those guys are monsters. Like, for Dawkins, it's gonna be tough for sure. What'd you think about the rest of the card? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'll go to the rest of the card. My girl Alexa Grasso put everybody on notice, baby. We out here. I've been a fan of Grasso since 2017, and I saw her potential in her hands, and I knew once she can get around to her jiu-jitsu, I knew that she can be a problem for any division that she was in. And I think the move up to flyweight is the best thing that happened to her. And I'm just gonna say right now, when she fights Valentina, I might slip some money in on the underdog, baby.
That's my
Call
guy.
me crazy, I know.
That's my guy. Betting with his heart, not his head. But dude, no, I agree. I was impressed, especially because, dude, 0 submission wins. To get a submission win like that, it was so funny when I was capping the fight. I mentioned how Wood has a habit of getting submitted in the first round. She's been submitted in the first round by 4 different UFC fighters. And Grasso, and I said, there's not really a submission threat here by Grasso because she has none. I mean, her grappling is getting better. She's showing that she can advance positions, but I wasn't really thinking submission, man. I thought Grasso decision. And to see the fight play like that, I'm blown away, man. I already thought she was good in rising in the division, like you said, her future. But to do that, man, especially against Wood, but I did think Wood sort of gave her back a little, like, weakly. Like, it sounds harsh, but like, I don't know. She didn't look very quick once they got to the, along the cage and then down, and they sort of like sprawled. Grasso was just quicker. She took it back like that, and it was a wrap, dude.
Yeah, I was surprised that Wood's defense wasn't more urgent in that case. So I don't know. Like with the JoJo, I love outside of the octagon JoJo, but JoJo in the octagon is just not doing it for me, and it hasn't been for probably like 2 years now, 3 years now. She's almost becoming like this. What she was, or back in the day she was something, but now I don't know, man. I think all these losses are kind of messing with her mental, and it's just, I don't know. I just don't see her future being that good.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with her, if they keep her around or not. So that was a co-main event, but the fight I really want to talk about, everyone was really wanted to be the main co-main event. Bro, Kai France gets it done. Ruined everyone's parlay, ruined our parlay, lost money on it. And guys, real fast before I get my guy Aries' take on it, I do want to give producer Martin here credit. So when we recorded last week, I told him about how I thought Askar was gonna win. He replies with, he's feeling Kai.
Call me cash.
But if you go back and watch the episode, guys, he said something that I look back and I couldn't agree more, and I love that he said it. He said, "You know what, man? I'm just vibing with Kai France, bro."
Momentum.
And it's he just got a vibe, bro. He was like, "Yo, I got the vibe. I think he's gonna win." And you gotta go always with your gut, guys, in gambling. Like,
Same vibe I got with Bilal when he fought Steven Wonder. I was like, dude, don't Wonder Boy, like, he's
underdog
washed
too.
up.
Underdog pick too. Man, he's an underdog whisperer over here. But
Hell yeah, Martin. Let's go.
But dude, yeah, didn't see that coming. Surprised how the fight went out. And what do you think about the fight, man?
It's crazy because from when the fight was announced to Friday, the day before the fight card, I actually had Askar winning the fight. When I was doing my picks for the card, I was doing some homework, doing some film work, and I actually switched my pick to Kai. I don't know what I saw in Kai, but I just had faith in his takedown defense, and I knew that he was getting ready for what was coming his way with the wrestling, and that man's defense was his savior against Askar. So,
Dude, shout out to Frank Hickman, dude. He has these guys' defense on point. Volkanovski, Stylebender, Kakai France. Like they're sprawling and brawling, dude. I was surprised. I mean, obviously, round one, it was close. And I think Askar won it.
yeah.
With the whole, back ride. And then round two happens, and I actually thought Askar, I was like stunned to see him just like be like, all right, we're swinging and like in the pocket. Like, what are we doing? Like, I was like, oh no, don't do this. And then obviously he gets clipped, gets backed up to the track and loses the whole round. But like, which round was it when he got shoved? Which round did Askar shove? Was it after round 1 or 2?
It was after 1.
Dude. And then he comes back. And then round 3, I was like, oh man, like this is it. Like round 3, I win this round. And then it was like 50-50 round. Like it was just like so close.
Yeah, bro. From after round 2 to round 3, we saw Askar just look defeated. I think the takedown defense and just how Kai was just ready for everything that Askar was gonna, use his game plan. I think we just saw the confidence of Askar just disintegrate, and it wasn't there. And you can see it in his face after round 2 and going into round 3. Like Askar he was out of it. He had lost the fight.
I think there's actually a picture of that moment of him walking back to the stool, and Askar is kind of like,
bro,
like you said, like tired.
That's one of the coldest picks of the year right now, bro.
Okay, I'm glad you saw it. Like that's, you're right. Just real quick, we gotta wrap it up because we got more to talk about. I do want to shout out Neil Magny getting drops in the first round to win. I thought he lost the fight. I even texted you during the fight. I was like, dude, he needs to finish. Turns around, comes back and wins. Real quick, what'd you think about Diakiese beating Slavoclas?
Man, I was surprised to see Diakiese winning the way he did, and I think everyone was on the hype train of how do you say his name, Borishev.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, and I was kind of on that train too, and Diakiese shut my ass up. So I was impressed. I was so impressed.
Man, it sucked, dude. We had money on that. Our sportscast had money on Diakiese hit him as a dog. But we forgot to record this segment on our last episode when we went to recap. We're like, oh fuck, we totally forgot this one. And then you have to winning, like, oh damn it. But I thought Borishev didn't look that good in the last fight. Obviously got the finish, but got taken down by a lesser opponent. Diakiese's fought better strikers than Borishev, and I was like, man, this is a crazy line. Took the shot on the dog and it hit. Real quick, last fighter on the fight card I want to talk about. What do you think about the Maia fight?
Man, I think people kind of forgot what Jennifer Maia is capable of, and she looked great in round 1, especially throughout the whole fight. I mean, she was standing in the pocket and throwing with a tough opponent and showing her toughness. But I think as the fight goes on, Maia kind of fades. Like, yeah, and you can see it. I don't know how I feel about Farot. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Manon.
Yeah. Striking is nice, but I definitely see a lot of holes where I think people in that top in that division can capitalize on pretty nicely. So I don't know.
Dude, I'm a sucker for a good judo throw. That hip toss she hit, like Patty the Baddies the other day against she oof. That's awesome. Right into side control. I was like, damn, that's dirty. Man, this first quarter of the UFC has been unreal. I mean, Greg Hardy finally got cut. Patty the Baddies making a mark. Like, people are rising as contenders. Izzy's defending his belt. We have pay-per-views that aren't title fights. What do you think, man? What do you have to say about the first quarter of the year in the UFC, Aries?
I just want to touch on that first thing you just said with Hardy being cut. I am so happy that Dana is not forcing him on main cards anymore, on pay-per-view main cards that we're paying $80 to see. I'm glad Greg Hardy's done. Go play arena football. I don't know, bro, but thank you so much. But the first year has been I think it's been okay. I'm gonna say pretty good. The pay-per-views kind of started off a little shaky with how I don't know, for paying $80 if you're gonna raise the price of these pay-per-views. I just want more stacked cards, and I think the first two pay-per-views they just weren't that. They were great co-main and main events, but I need more stacked events, Dana. Come on now.
Dude, it's crazy. It's not gonna be too long until it's $100, bro. I swear. Calling it right now, dude. It's about to be one whole Bitcoin to watch pay-per-view, I swear. But no, dude, I was blown away, man. Like, I think Martin mentioned it earlier, like how they keep outdoing themselves. And I think we're gonna mention it next week, dude. When UFC comes back, I think it's another like 7-week streak, and the main events are pretty stacked, except for some. It's what a time to be a fan, man. I was kind of like agreeing with you. I was looking at the pay-per-views, and they are co-main and main event heavy. Francis and Moreno, Izzy and Lewis. It's just like Colby and then whoever was the last one. But who to you has made like the most mark impression, or which fight, I guess, do you remember the most so far this year?
Man, I would have to go off that UFC London card. It's probably my favorite card of the year, even on top of pay-per-views. UFC London was just probably the best card I've seen in many years in the UFC.
Wow.
That crowd, that crowd makes me not want. Makes me not want the UFC to come back to the States. Like I wish they would stay in the UK. I hate when the fans boo over here in the US because they're wrestling or grappling.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand it, bro.
Mm-hmm. Dude.
But yeah,
bro. Would you say that card was obviously you said it's the best card in a while, but like the fans, I feel like that's the best fans we've had since that first card that we came back from the pandemic. Like it was insane. They were like the Timur Valiev Jack Shore fight. They didn't get a bonus, but the crowd was like going crazy for get-ups, like scrambles.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun here with how you guys have the episode laid out, but that's probably my favorite fight of the year, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that. I really enjoyed that fight. I think, especially for Jack Shore, how of a prospect he is. I think that was a great fight for him to showcase what he has in that division. And with the UFC London card, I think just matchup wise, it was a great card.
And you know what's funny? Like, yeah, me and you, we're diehards. We watched the prelims to the very end, and when even the guy making his debut, Makhachev, against Cody Durden, that fight had heat to it. Like they had bad blood. Like this guy's making his debut. Super hyped up guy. I'm just like, bro, like I'm into. It was like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the afternoon on the West Coast. I was like, on the edge of my seat. And sure enough, flying knee sub like that. Crowd goes crazy. Obviously, Molly McCann, Patty Pimblett back to back. Paul Craig. I agree, man. That card was unbelievable. As far as fight I remember most, dude, I just think there's moments where you just don't really forget where you were. I remember where I was when I got the update that Beneil Dariush got injured and he wouldn't be able to fight Islam Makhachev. And I was like, oh my God, like, damn, because that was such a big fight for Islam in his career. And then I'm like, damn, what are they going to do? But I was at work. So I could like, put my phone away. I was like, damn, in my head, I was like, what's going to happen? Sure enough, where 2 hours goes by and Bobby Green takes a fight. I think his submission win like that, and then what happened with RDA and the Sunsal, it was just very interesting to see. Back-to-back weeks, and then the whole $1 million offer, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I feel like the first quarter has delivered, and I will say, Martin, I don't know if Martin agrees. I think my favorite moment, though, was when Figgy won his belt back via decision, because we had a lot. We had a lot of money, bro, on Figgy via decision. Or no, sorry, fight to go to the decision. And they're both underdog money, obviously. And yeah, our reaction was funny. We have it on camera, and it's funny because Moreno's Mexican. I should be rooting for the Mexican, but nah, man, I thought they had Figgy effed up. I was like, you guys are underestimating this guy. The only he should be 2-1 against him if it wasn't that for that nut shot. He kicked Moreno in the nuts. So I got that draw. But what do you think?
It's funny that you bring that up with whole Figgy and everything. Well, I mean, what do you think about Kai and Figgy? I know Figgy has been on social media talking about he doesn't want the fourth Moreno fight anymore. How do you feel about Kai and Figgy? I mean, I love the fight actually, stand-up wise, striking wise, and call me crazy again. I know Kai's gonna be the dog. I might put a little money on it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I love that fight. It's so weird. It's so weird though. I've never seen a title fight. Was it quadrilogy? Obviously, I've never seen that. I've never seen two guys who have a title fight set up call out a contender and be like, no, I don't want that other guy. I want this guy. Like when they already had the fight set up. It's like, what the hell? That's a big fight. And they both want this guy. Like that tells you that he's a big, I don't say draw or anything, but like it's exciting. It's going to be a good fight. They know it's going to deliver to the fans and they know what it'll do for their career. And I feel like both of them think they could beat Kai. I think Figgy, obviously, is super confident. Moreno should be too, but I don't know if you saw. Did you see Figgy post about his broken hand thing?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, dude, Figgy's claiming he has a broken finger or something still, can't hit pads, and he's not going to come back till late 2022. I thought he was ducking Brandon or something. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, it turns out he's injured. What do you think?
So that would probably set up a Moreno, because I probably don't know if Kai wants to wait that long. I mean, if it's for the belt, I think he will, but I don't know. If it does become like a Moreno Kai, oof, I'll probably take Moreno in that fight, but I really want that Figgy versus Kai fight though. For violent purposes.
And you know what's funny, man? This happens a lot, and it's gonna happen next week at the UFC pay-per-view with Gilbert Burns and Hamzat. There's fights I feel like where for one guy, it's if he wins, it's a title shot next, but not the other guy. Even though that shouldn't make sense because if this guy wins this fight, he's getting a title shot or not. If Gilbert Burns loses to Hamzat's getting a title shot. If Gilbert Burns beats Hamzat, I don't know if Gilbert Burns is getting a title shot, you know? But
yeah, I think that's where he's bigger than kind of like he's kind of moving in that he's bigger than the sport type. I don't know, talk or conversation. I think Dana's looking at the money instead of the names and the rankings. So, you know, it's business, I guess. It kind of drives me crazy though.
You know what we know about this sport? What he fucking tells us. That's what we know.
You know what you guys know about this business? What I fucking tell you. That's what you know.
Dana White. Martin's a huge Dana White fanboy, you guys. But dude, and it's funny, and it applied to, in my opinion, it applied to Kai France versus Askarov. In my opinion, Askarov, if he won that fight, he's gonna get a title shot. Like he's next for the title shot. But in my head, I was like, well, if Kai wins, I don't know. Like, but he did win it. I'm like, all right, yeah, well, that's stupid. Why did I think that? Of course he gets a title shot next. And I want the, if Figgy's injured, I want the Moreno interim versus Kai, maybe September. And then make Figgy wait till January. But speaking of interims, man, I really do think, and this is sort of a transition to our next segment, I really do think they're going to do John Jones versus Stipe for the interim heavyweight champion. Francis Ngannou got surgery. He's out for 9 months. I was shocked to see, that's one of the big surprises for the quarter of the year so far, to see Francis Nurmagomedov out-wrestle Cyril Gane. He wins his belt, defends the belt, out 9 months with knee surgery, has his whole contract situation going on. I really do believe, Aries, that we're going to see Stipe versus John.
I mean, at this point, I just want to see John Jones back in the octagon instead of all this Twitter talk. You know, I know he thinks he's the GOAT, and many people think he's the GOAT, but I mean, I'm ready to see John Jones in the heavyweight form. And I mean, on top of what's already an exciting heavyweight division, John Jones makes this division next level, man. Like, I can't wait. So some John Jones fight news hopefully this year, please. Bro, if Tai Tuivasa beats John Jones,
I will kill myself.
They're gonna build a statue in New Zealand for him and put it in front of arena for any reason. He's gonna go down as the greatest
Completely just wipes down GOAT status. Wipes him
fighter
out.
of all time.
Dude, and that's the thing, man. Like, I just don't think it's going to translate well. I thought he obviously, and he knows it. He just said it the other day on Twitter that he didn't look his best the last 2-3 fights, and his wins are aging like milk, guys. Thiago Santos looks terrible. Dom Reyes, I don't want to say looks terrible, but obviously on losing streak as well. Anthony Smith, Now, I don't want to say looks terrible either, but downward trend. Hasn't fought in however many years, getting DUIs outside the octagon. Looks big, looks slow on his IG, but obviously, I mean, that's nothing to do with how he's gonna fight. I'm just saying, I don't know, guys. If he comes back, I think he's gonna lose. I think the most winnable fight is Stipe. I think, and Stipe does deserve the interim. He's the most successful heavyweight champion the UFC's ever seen. He gets beat by Francis on a rematch, and he doesn't get his trilogy. What the hell? And then they give the interim to Cyril Gane and Derek Lewis. Man, Dana White's tripping. But I don't know. Is there any other division where you think the best fighter is not the champion?
Oh.
Yeah, we can start with Aljamain Sterling.
Okay, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but it's actually the welterweight division. I think Chimaev runs through Usman.
Good point. I agree, dude. We all agree. We all
have you seen? I feel like I just lived. I don't know. I wish I had enough space to do it, but I want to do Soldier Boy, where it's like he stole my whole flow.
He copied my whole fucking flow.
That's kissed me through the phone.
He copied my whole fucking flow.
He stole my whole flow. I've been saying this, bro. I've been saying Hamzat's double champ, undefeated. It's all about the weight cut for me. Can he make championship weight? Which weight class he's gonna pick? Bro, I agree. He's a force. But no, and then at the same time, like, to play devil's advocate, I think Kamaru is one of the greatest of all time ever. So, like, what are we really saying here? Oh, man, I can't wait for next week, dude.
Bro, Chimaev at welterweight is just a cheat code. Like, it's not fair. His size, the power he possesses at welterweight. I mean, it's crazy to say that because, yeah, Usman is, like, a welterweight GOAT, but I think highly of Hamzat.
Well, what makes him great? What makes him great to you? Like, what about him makes him great? To me, it's his length. To me, it's his length plays a huge role in how he's able to dominate and grapple and smash people.
I think he's just too strong for anyone in the welterweight division. If he wants to grapple and wrestle with Usman, I think he can win a lot in that aspect.
I think it's fight IQ. To me, it's he can transition to one thing to another so well. And I think especially that's what really impresses me about Volk and Izzy and Peter. To me, actually, in general, in fighter, I'm drawn to people that can use their IQ during fights. During, like, they understand positioning, they understand this is not working. This will lead to whatever the next step. But you can tell Aries when I think you would agree when you just make a bonehead move. Like, why would you go into Paul Craig's guard, or you rock a guy that obviously has better grappling than you? Why don't you let him up?
Yeah. What's the guy that Paul Craig fought at UFC London?
Nikita.
Krylov?
Yeah, Nikita Krylov. Yeah.
What a dumbass, bro! I can't believe he stayed there that long, even though the ground pound was working. Bro, get out of there! What are you doing? Anyway, sorry.
No, yeah.
What was the question?
I agree. No, about fight IQ, but no, you're right, dude. No, you're right. Oh man, I think Islam's the best lightweight. That's not champ. I think lightweight applies.
Best lightweight without the belt.
That's what I'm saying. Like, remember how we were talking about the fighter that's the best in their division but not champ? Like,
oh yeah.
I think Islam's the best fighter in that division, but he's not champ. I think Peter Yan's the best fighter in his division, but he's not technically champ either.
Soon to be, baby. Soon to be.
Yeah. Real quick. Can you give me your thoughts on those three big fights right there? Just because I know we're gonna preview it next week for the gambling, and we're gonna handicap the fights and how to bet it. But, like, obviously you know your stuff. You're a diehard MMA fan. Know your stuff for years. What do you think about those three big fights next week?
I think Sterling and Yan looks the same as the first fight.
Ooh.
I mean, Sterling comes out fast. I think he'll start fast. I think he'll try to put a pace on Yan, but I think Yan gets it done inside 3 rounds. Actually, it's a easy night in the office for the champ. I think the champ is just better than Zombie in every aspect of MMA.
I agree, dude. I agree.
I hope we don't see Volkanovski like wrestling and praying for 5 rounds. I hope he gets the finish within the championship rounds. But I just think the champ is just too great for Zombie.
And so you're not giving him any chance?
Zombie?
Yeah.
Nah. I'm not.
I was expecting him to be like, "Whoa, dude, it's MMA. Anything could happen." Like, but that's a little funny, dude. Yeah, I agree though. He is better everywhere. The guy's just
fact, is the money line out already?
Yeah, he's like minus 400.
Exactly. So that should just show you that how it is going to be pretty much close to a walk in the park as it can get.
Man, that sucks that Max is not fighting.
I would say Volkanovski decision, man. He's going to take it slow. He's going to take it slow and go all 5, take his time, and just outspar his ass.
Yeah, I was rewatching Volk Holloway 1, and he did get clipped and dropped. So he's got to be smart. 25 minutes is a long time.
I know Volkanovski better stay away from Max, and if he wants to keep that belt.
It's crazy how they're holding up. Not holding up, but that's crazy how it's so top heavy on those two. It's a good division. Shout out to Brandon Allen. Or not Brandon Allen, Arnold Allen.
Oh, yes. I can't wait for his next fight announcement. I hope they give him Cater. I think that's a great stand-up boxing matchup right there. Cater's counting striking in that fight kind of scares me for Arnold Allen. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, Cater is clean and he's fast. the way he opened the year off by beating Giga like that, I was shocked. That was the first surprise of the year to me. Yeah, exciting fight. Really big fan of Arnold Allen. His YouTube is tight, man. Do you watch his videos?
No, they pop up in my recommended all the time, but I just kind of scroll down past it. But maybe I should. Maybe I should check it out. He's
funny, man. His dad was like an Olympic steroid lifter, and where he was doing like a Q&A. This to me was like, oh, dude, Arnold's funny. He got asked like, how do you get how your physique so good or whatever, and he said, what's up? And he said, have your dad take steroids when he has you. I was like, oh, geez. And is there anything you wanted to bring up and sort of ask us or touch on first quarter of the year in general in the UFC?
Oh, yeah. I want to ask you guys, do you guys see a new champion in any weight division by the end of 2022? If so, what divisions do you see most likely changing champs by the end of the year? I
say there's 3 or 4, bro.
I want to hear.
Do you think that's a lot or am I?
No,
okay,
I'm going right now. Not a lot.
Peter, new champ.
Can you say the weight class for the new people for the show? Can you say the weight class possibly in weight?
Okay, the UFC will have a new. Well, this is going to be in 10 days. A UFC bantamweight champion in 10 days. Put your house on it.
And what weight class is that for the newbies out there?
135, little guys. Bantamweight, 135. Super action packed. Peter Yan to me is pound for pound number 3 in the world. Super elite. Not the champ right now. Gonna be champ. Bantamweight will change hands. Whatever champ Pena is, will lose her belt back to Nunez. I don't know if it's featherweight, man, or is it strawweight?
Bantam.
Okay, you sound like Khabib over there.
Yeah, Bantam.
Just kidding.
Forgive me, but yeah, I think Amanda gets her belt back. That's 2. Islam Makhachev, lightweight. No matter who wins the Gaethje Oliveira fight, Islam's beating them during wherever 1 month in Abu Dhabi Fight Island. Health. I want to say heavyweight, bro. Man, but who's beating Francis? Man, I don't know. I'm at 3.
Tom Aspinall is gonna beat Francis one day, baby. Let's go.
Oh, one day? We're talking about 2022, but yeah, maybe.
Maybe it might be 2023 for the heavyweight, but yeah, I got Tom Aspinall being a champ next year.
Yeah, I think Usman. Kamaran said that he wants to duck Khamzat. He's never shown anything to me that he wants to take the easy route. I don't know. I just have nothing in him. He's done well the whole time. I've never seen him in a moment of pulling back and not having confidence in what he can do. I don't know. It was very I don't think he's ducking Khamzat, but he has mentioned the R word, and I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Usman either loses to Khamzat or retires before Khamzat. If Usman beats Khamzat, bro, we might be talking go here.
Yeah, but they're not.
Yeah, I'll stop making the MMA podcast if Usman beats Khamzat Chimaev.
Wow, we got this. You're on camera right now, bro.
No,
You're
okay,
this
my
is
bad,
on
my bad,
YouTube.
my bad.
Oh, you said edit this out. I wouldn't be surprised if Khamzat wins, honestly. And then I think you mentioned earlier, he's so big, bro. Gilbert fought at lightweight. Like when they face off, he's gonna be like, like Gilbert's thick. Don't get me wrong, but like, wow, this guy's struggling to make welterweight. Like, and I do say, I will say, I will be looking to see if he makes championship weight or not. I remember last time he made weight, he needed the towel. But then he like lost 2 pounds on the reading, which I thought was suspicious. Yeah, any last thoughts on the whole Khamzat chasing Burns, Usman?
Yeah, I think hopefully we see a call out depending on how Khamzat finishes Burns, or if the champ responds in any way after the fight. So we'll see.
Damn, looks like my boy Aries about to bet on fight doesn't go the distance. Make sure you check that line. I don't even know what it's at. It's probably minus 200. But I do want to play a game for the first time here on Any Action Sportscast. One day, probably me and Martin will get down on it after a big event. I want to ask my guy Aries because I do respect his MMA opinion. I know he knows his stuff, knows his stuff about every division, all the up-and-coming fighters, contender series, you name it. Aries, let's play matchmaking. You and I are Sean Shelby. We're chilling. We're drinking whiskey, cracking the ice cubes. What fight are you making and why?
So this is kind of going off UFC London, and I'm going to go to the flyweight division. The guy who kicked off UFC London, Makhachev. I would like to pair him up with Manel Kopp at flyweight.
That's fire, dude. That's fire. Fire.
Yeah, Manel Kopp is, I think, like, let's see, where is fucking flyweight? Okay, yeah, Manel Kopp is ranked number 14th in flyweight division. I think stand-up wise, Kopp versus Makhachev is an amazing fight to make. If for diehards, Kopp is, I think people are pretty high on him, especially the way he's shown in his last fight. So let's put prospect versus prospect real quick and see what's up with the flyweight division.
And man, Kopp sort of struggled at the box out of the UFC. Lost his first fight, in my opinion, handily. Blamed it on slipping on the octagon with the whole ads. And people were like, Aljo was like, yeah, I'm right. Like, because Aljo said the same thing about Peter Yan. But and then he lost his next fight, but I thought he won. So that was close. So he looked like better, and then he looked great. His last fight won, and like Aries said, diehards know he was a former Risen champ. The guy can strike, dude. Him versus Muhammad would be a straight banger, like stand-up banger. I wonder how it go though. Does Muhammad use his grappling? I think he does. I think I like Muhammad in that fight.
Yeah, I'll probably take Muhammad too. Even though he's young, I think he's just well experienced, and his skill is just kind of a little bit better all around for Kopp. But the stand-up game, the striking on the feet is going to be amazing in that fight.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good one. That's a good pick, man. Damn, I didn't see that coming at all.
I'll be the cash. And I'll say, let's continue Jorge's destiny in the UFC, which is a prize fighter, right? They signed him on a big contract that they probably regret now. Jorge versus Conor. We've got to see it. 2 superstars, 2 super losers. Who can get their comeback? One of them's got to win, right? There's no way both of them can lose. One of them's got to win.
Oh, my God.
And it's realistic. It's realistic.
Yeah, at 170?
170. Connor's definitely walks 195. Stop, Dana White. Stop saying he's small. He is not tiny. He doesn't walk that 145 pound no more. And not by the way, guys, I don't know if you know this. When Conor used to cut weight, especially with the Aldo fight, he did IV drips. He was so dehydrated, which is illegal, by the way. He would do IV drips to get hydrated.
Dude, the BMFF belt, the baddest motherfucking felon. Who you got, Aries, in that fight?
Damn, I'll probably take. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think I'm going to take Conor.
Definitely, you got to.
But I think Conor would smoke Jorge, bro. 2 years ago, I thought Jorge would kill Conor, but now, dude, I think Conor is looking huge.
Bro,
who knows? He might have 2 minutes of gas still, though.
It's just kind of crazy how time goes in the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But just seeing like Masvidal attempt that whatever flying knee at the beginning of the Colby fight, and just how terrible he looked. I mean, I just don't have any faith in Masvidal's body and just in anything right now in him. So
Did you see? Yeah, dude, he fought with Dunlap disease. Did you see that?
what's that?
His belly Dunlapped over his shorts. But as far as my matchmaking, like if I was sitting there at the top of Red Rock, you know, my suite, I would do what they did today. I don't know if Aries you saw, but did you see that Ben Rothwell got cut?
I did. I was kind of shocked.
So he had a fight with Alexander Gustafsson lined up. They're supposed to fight in May. I was like, that's kind of weird. I never really seen that. I would do the same. I wouldn't cut him though, but I would take away the fight between Dan Ige and Movsar Evloev, and I would replace Dan Ige with Bryce Mitchell.
Ooh.
What do you think?
Damn. The grappling, the wrestling in that fight is absolutely insane. I know me and Effie are pretty high on Evloev. Is that, I don't know how you say that last name, but I think he's a top featherweight in that division, grappling wise. But man, yeah, that's a great fight. Respect.
I think Movsar would crush him. No.
Yeah,
I do think he's gonna beat Dan Ige too, though.
Yeah, I think so too. Poor Dan Ige. Dan Ige just going through the gauntlet of great fighters. So,
dude, crazy. Like if you look, he's gonna be like an RDA type, where it's like, dude, this guy was fighting everybody. But yeah.
So I got one more.
Yeah, I have a couple more too.
Okay. I'm gonna do this in the bantamweight division because I'm so high on this guy. I'm gonna go Song Yadong versus the OG Jose Aldo.
Oh wow. Oh.
It's time to get out of the top 3, baby. It's time to move over, old man. Let's go.
Wow, you think Yadong's doing that fight?
I'm so high on Song Yadong. Pause. But
that's awesome. That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. No, yeah, he is good, bro. I think he's 9-1 in the UFC. Isn't that crazy? And no one talks about him. He's like Arnold Allen.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And with every fight, he just looks better and better, faster and faster. I think him training with Faber, it's a great choice for him. So
and he's young too, man. He's super young.
Yep.
I think my next pick would have to be, and it's funny, man, because the heavyweight division, you could just like randomly close your eyes and throw darts and it'd be fire in the top 5, or add John Jones and then still throw the darts. But I'm gonna go lightweight division, bro. I want to see Fizzy fight Islam. I know it's not gonna happen. But I want to see that fight. I feel like that's where the future of that division is gonna be. Rafael Fiziev versus Islam Makhachev. If Fiziev would have beat RDA, which I don't know, I thought he would have. Islam, you know, is gonna get his top start early, maybe mid 2023. Fiziev Islam, and Fiziev's shown respect to Islam before. There's video or interviews of him. Shout out to James Lynch, and he's getting asked like, "What do you think about Islam?" He's like, "Bro, he's tough. Like, he's the best wrestler. Like, there's a reason why he's doing this to people." So he knows he's showing respect and being respectful. But I think that fight is the future of the division.
Yeah, and I think with that fight, Fiziev's leg kicks are gonna have to count. He's going to have to be precise because Islam is being more confident in standing and striking. Like Rafael Fiziev has to make those seconds count if on the feet to kind of damage the takedown offense of Islam. So yeah, I love that fight actually. And then my another one is in that division too. I got Arman Sharukian versus Gregor Gillespie.
Oh, dude, that's real. Martin said be realistic. That's super realistic. I hope they make that. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gregor turns that fight down and it comes out that that's true. I wouldn't be surprised if he's done it already. Dude, Armin's a problem, man. Like,
I love that guy, man.
Dude, yeah, I wish I could buy stocks on him. Shout out to Prediction Strike. If you guys are diehards, you know what that is. But
before we go on, like this new wave of lightweights from like 10 to 14, they're going to start slowly moving into the top 10, top 5 talks and contenders real soon because they're pretty young talent down there. So it's just a matter of time before this new wave kind of moves in and makes their name. So
Dude, that's
be
such
on the
a
lookout.
sorry. That's such a good point you bring up because I was just thinking that today. Hear me out. In the NFL, right? It's like every couple years, this team takes off, this team takes off, this team, right? UFC's a sport, kind of has the same pattern. This weight class takes off, this weight class is taking off. They were thinking about getting rid of some weight classes, right? Yeah, so it's like they didn't give it a chance and think that, hold on, wait, it's just a matter of when this weight class will take off. So, good point.
Bro, and then to Aries' point about the lightweight division, I think we've talked off camera about it. Like, and I think it applies to some other divisions as well. The old has to get pushed out. I'm sorry. Like, there was a while there where Tony Ferguson, Conor McGregor, RDA, Paul Felder were all ranked top 10. And to me, they weren't top 10 in the division. Like, no way. We have Damir Ismagulov. We have Matuis Gamrot. We have Arman Tsaroukian. We had, at the time, Rafael Fiziev. Like I couldn't agree more with Aries' point. Like, there's going to be a shift coming. It's coming right now. It's an invasion where the new is getting pushed in, the old is getting pushed out, and that's why I really wanted to see the RDA Fiziev fight, because that's pretty much how I looked at that fight. And then it's happening with the welterweight division as well. I believe Shavkat's coming. I believe Hamzat Chimaev is coming. And you know, people like Colby shouldn't be, or not Colby, Jorge shouldn't be ranked. And you know, Woodley obviously washed out. People like Chiesa aren't going to fight for belts. I mean, I just think there's a new wave in the division. And to Martin's point, there are divisions that take off. And the lightweight division, the 155 division for fans out there, has, you know, historically been the toughest. And I think it's a new wave, man. And I think Islam's going to reign supreme and, you know, take care of business.
Bro, with that name you just threw out there, Shavkat Rakhmonov. So I put him and a middleweight named Andre Muniz as really, really dark horses that no one talks about that much in their rightful divisions that can make some serious noise in their divisions.
Who, Muniz? I like Muniz. Yeah, he looked really good. It's just funny. I feel like if, anyway, we're guilty of it too because it's one of our rules here on the podcast. We got a funny hat, like we'll bet on them, you know. I feel like if someone's from Russia or like, you know, Dagestan, some people are like, oh, like he's gonna be really good. If like someone like David Onama was from there, they'd be like, this guy's a beast. Like, this guy's just cracking everybody. Like, oh my god. But it just takes time for certain guys to catch on, for the fan base to really like, oh man, this guy's won, you know, 3 fights in a row and he's fighting really good guys. Yeah. So, but I'm real high on Shavkat as well. I think he's gonna be top 10, top 5 here soon. I think. Did you see he called out Neil Magny?
Oh no, I love that though.
Me too. I think he brushes Neil Magny, dude.
Yes.
So I'm saying, like, it's like a new wave.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I just had a thought and it's gone. So let's just keep moving on.
Last thing I'll say is I do want to shout out outside UFC MMA. PFL will be back. Bellator's been, you know, doing their events. One Championship just had that sick event where Demetrius Johnson fought Rodtang in the mixed rules event. So just because there's no UFC, I mean, especially this week, I feel like there is no other event. Bellator drops the ball on that, by the way. There's been 2 weeks this year where there hasn't been UFC, and neither week Bellator had events. Like, come on, what are we doing, Scott Coker? But that McKee and Pitbull fight is going to be sick. I am looking forward to that rematch. AJ McKee, I feel like could do well in the UFC. Usman Nurmagomedov, Khabib's cousins in Bellator. I'll watch him fight every single time. And yeah, you got anything to say about that? Anything, are you looking for a contender series or anything like that?
Man, I need to go outside of the UFC. Like, I need to branch out. I mean, I do watch the big fights of Bellator and just like the main events here and there, but I really need to branch out. I mean, I tuned into McKee and Pitbull the first fight. It broke my heart seeing Pitbull get done like that because I was a big fan, but AJ McKee's the real deal, man.
Bro, I will say it wasn't a good look when we traded Demetrius Johnson for Ben Askren. And like, that's what represented outside UFC talent. He comes in and looked terrible. But yeah, there's some good fights out there, man, for sure. Especially Bellator and PFL. If you want to watch like Kayla Harrison just destroy people, dude, it was awesome to watch her fight. sorry, Taylor. Shout Taylor.
The UFC dropped the ball not signing Kayla Harrison. I just want to put that out there. You guys messed up pretty bad.
No, it's not that they didn't drop the ball. So here's how it went down. Hear me out. Here's how it went down with the contract. So this is why she was mad. This is why she's kind of mad. With her contract, the PFL is able to counter offer whatever offer she gets out there. I know it's when you're a free agent, So they counter offered the UFCs. They paid the bag to get her. They said, Wiz Khalifa, what? We need $2 million more. He said, okay. You know, so it's not that she didn't want to be there. It's that, but you're right, Aries. And the point they needed to offer a fatter bag.
Yo, shout out to Martin White, Dana's nephew.
Publicist over here, bro.
Hand it to you. You got Dana White privilege.
Yo, shout out Martin White over here.
Dude, Martin wakes up every day and Twitter's just Dana White, and he like claps black at trolls. He's like, shut up. That's why like you wouldn't even watch UFC for Dana White. No, I'm just joking. That's a joke. It's not real at all. But yeah, man, just real fast before we wrap it up, I want to give my guy a shout out, Aries. Keep it a Bloodcock. Podcast. Oh, damn, we're gonna clip that.
Listen, I'm gonna snap my fingers, and you will forget that you were ever gay. That was never gay.
Keep it a Bug podcast. My guy knows his stuff, man. When I want to talk to someone who's been watching MMA for a long time, I know I talk to Aries, and it's just so awesome to get him finally on the show. And make sure you guys reach out to him and listen to him on Spotify. And it's funny, man. I'm not saying like everyone out there has to watch prelims and then the main card, but to me, I remember one time I watched Steve-O on Ariel Helwani's show, and I watched Action Bronson, and they both mentioned how they show up to prelims as like in like when it's at Madison Square Garden. And I thought that was super interesting because like here are these guys who could do whatever they want, and they're showing up to watch these fights, and this is years ago. And I just think someone like Aries really does appreciate every single person, whether it be a debutante or you know a champion. So just want to give a guy a shout out, Aries. Any last words on the show? What are your thoughts? And where can people find you?
No, I just want to say thank you to Effie and Martin on Any Action Sportscast for having me on. I hope to be on more episodes and talk the fight game with y'all. But yeah, Keep It Above Podcast is on Spotify, Apple Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at Keep It Above Podcast. I just got new equipment, so we will be recapping the next pay-per-view. So yeah, I mean, just follow Instagram and more content's coming out. So yeah, appreciate you guys having me on though.
Absolutely, guys. That'll do it with our first quarter recap of UFC 2022. Guys, this is our first year doing the podcast. Sorry, last year in December, but this is our first full year. Having so much fun. We're up 19 units. Our locker line's 8-1. We really appreciate all the subscribers, all the likes, and just follow us along on the journey, man. You know, in a year from now, we're gonna be like, dang, remember when Aries came on for the first time? And who knows? One day we're gonna recap Hamzat becoming champion. Watch, you book it. But you know, couldn't thank my guy Aries enough. If you guys like the show, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and we'll continue to take any action. Peace.